we're here today with Amy Taylor, who's the founder of Amy Taylor Collection. And Amy has been in business for quite a number of years, and it just so happens to be it's International Women's Day. And Amy is a fashion designer who has gone from rags to, and is still recreating herself and reinventing herself and keeping herself in the business of a very changing scenery of high fashion and everyday fashion as well. So Amy, tell us, when did you first start and how did you get started?
Well, pretty much like my story begins when I left school after year 10 to pursue my fashion dream, and just that's all I thought about was fashion. So I did 1 year at TAFE. I went to St George TAFE, and I then just had enough of studying. I just thought I need to get out there and do my thing. So I did Bondi and Paddington markets, which went really well for me, and it gave me that itch that I just was ready to just keep going further.
So when you're at the markets, like, what sort of reaction did you get from the people who were buying your outfits?
Oh, it was super exciting because seeing people like falling in love with the pieces, and then actually wearing them. And back then social media was just a really new thing. I think we had MySpace back then, and when they're posting the photos, I was just like, wow, this is like, I guess it made my dream, my vision to just become real straight away. So I kept striving bigger. So
social media did start back then,
yes,
like you said, with MySpace.
When I was out there, it was MySpace. It was still a very new thing,
right?
And that definitely helped me, get bigger and bigger.
Right. Yes. So then, from the markets, what did you then do?
Okay, from the markets, I was actually looking for a place to live at that time. I was, how old was I? 19 years old. I had enough of mum and dad. I'm like, I'm independent, I need to find a place. So my dad was moving into a smaller place anyway, so it was time to go. So I was looking for a unit. I was walking through Mareeba Arcade in Cronulla, if anyone knows Cronulla, South Sydney, and I found the perfect shop for my dream to begin, I guess.
So that's when you first started with the shop front.
So I put my bond that I'd saved for my unit to live in on the shop for lease, and I just came home and said, hey Dad, I'm going to be sleeping on your couch for a few weeks until I get everything together. I've just put money on a lease.
So Amy, when you took the lease, which was a brave thing to do, how old were you?
I was 19 years old actually when I put the lease on, and it was a pretty big thing, but I was just
That's a big thing for someone who's only 19.
Yeah, I was just a go-getter, I guess. Like I guess I didn't actually have like a lot of boyfriends through that stage. I was just I had a vision and a dream, and I wasn't like a normal girl. I don't know where it came from, but I was more interested in succeeding and doing my passion.
So you were very conscientious.
Yeah, like when people would say things, peer pressure growing up, it never really ever affected me. Like growing up with my parents, they were more very, I guess you could say, just really easygoing and open to things. Like, if you want a drink, when I was growing up, they were like, yeah, have a drink with us, or you want a cigarette, you have a cigarette with us. And I guess those sort of things bypassed me through, like I went quicker through teenagers. Like I didn't get the peer pressures and go down that avenue. So when I opened my shop when I was 19, then I had all my teenage friends. They were out drinking down at the local bar, and they came in while I was sewing for dresses for the next day to be picked up.
And that'd be like really late at night.
Yeah, like 3 o'clock in the morning. They're like, oh, well, let's go see if Amy's there.
So they're out partying, and you're sewing on the machine.
The memories were hilarious, and that was my memory of going out partying, really. Like,
actually, I can remember ordering a few things for my daughter Chloe, and you dropping them off at our door. You'd send me a message saying, oh, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and there'd be an outfit in an Amy Taylor bag.
Yes,
for handwritten at the front door for Chloe to pick up when she wakes up in the morning.
Funny, yeah. Gosh, I was just crazy. I was just so, I don't know where it came from, but I was just, I had a vision, and I'm like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And Yeah.
So you're doing all these fashion parades, I remember, and you know, and then social media came into it as well. And now you're at the Strand Arcade in Sydney CBD. And you know, one of your you know, big things that you're doing, you get asked to style a lot of TV shows, a lot of celebrities. You do The Bachelor and The Bachelorette.
Yeah, stylist Stringy, she's amazing. She hooked me up. I was working in the Strand one day. She came in and she's like, oh my goodness, Amy, I love your products. Like, we need to use this on The Bachelor. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. And I was like so lucky that, yeah, she like picked up my label. I was overwhelmed. And the jumpsuit that Olena wore, it was in, I'm not sure which series it was in, but it just went off the hook. Like,
wow.
We sold so many jumpsuits that series, and yeah, thanks to Stringy. And it really helped me get into the TV world as well.
Yeah,
so,
and that would be really getting your name and your brand and your style out there, because I can understand why the attraction would be, because if you look around in this shop, just to get an idea of some of the styles, like, it really would attract a lot of the younger girls. But the thing is, you've got the younger audience, but you've also got mother of the bride audience. And you know, it's really enchanting to see that we can actually come into the store and you can actually come in here, liaise with Amy, and you get that one-on-one interaction with online. Look, online has its place, but and you can sell online as well. So you've got your online sales, but it doesn't have that one-on-one customer service. It's missing from online. So how have you managed to, because there's a lot of competition now with online and everything, how have you managed to stay afloat? Do you have to keep reinventing yourself or recreating, coming up with new ideas? How does that all happen?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I guess we do have like a regular following who are loyal to us, that really understand the value of a handmade garment in Australia and the quality. So it's pretty much, thank God we've got a lot of you know, regular customers that really hold on to that. But we do reinvent ourselves constantly. I guess with any small business or large business, you just cannot stop. So actually, like, I've realized that after having my second child recently, that just, it's been really hard. I thought I'd be able to just sort of sit back a little bit, but
so hang on there. Amy's also a mum of two beautiful children, a boy and a girl. So how do you juggle? How do you juggle being a mum and running a shop and having a fashion business as well?
Yeah, it is quite difficult, I won't lie. I'm not super mom. I'm trying my best, but yeah, I've definitely, my son Conan's 6, Ocean Rain, she's 1 year old, and it has been hard, especially last year, just dealing with it, how I just can't stop thinking of work, motherhood, you know, my kids and their emotions, and my husband, of course. I can't forget him. But yeah, I guess you've just got to keep, like, you know, keep the vision, keep it alive, keep yourself together, work out, I guess planning and just speaking with the close people around you to get through it.
And how do you compete with, like, how you've got this online, you've got the hiring for online fashion, you've got the, you know, selling of online fashion where people can get that turnaround really quick. But like I said, for me personally, I want to be able to come into a store, I want to be able to see the garment, I want to be able to choose, I want to try, and I want to have it fitted to suit, and that's what you can do.
That's exactly what we do, like, so you come into our store, like you actually, talking about you need a dress in a couple of days, so you'll come in to me and you'll love a dress, it's not in your size, or you want it in another colour, which was you.
Yes, that's me. Like, I like that, but can I get this colour with this,
So we show you fabric swatches, and we can do something in 2 days, like 3 days max, which is
and
incredible.
The quality, the finish, the quality of your finish, it's just really speaks for itself. It's really come a long way. And the other thing is, you're competing with fashions that are being made overseas at overseas prices, but this is all Australian made. And you know, you've got to pay your machinists a decent amount, otherwise they wouldn't be good machinists. So how do you cope with all of that, and how do people have to understand that?
Yeah, like, I guess the hard thing is people don't realise, because there is a lot of fast fashion out these days, and you know, you're picking up a garment for say $20 to $60 or under $100, a beautiful gown, or I don't know what you can get these days because I don't shop online for fast fashion, but I mean, you've got to understand, if I could even show you a garment maybe, just to give you an understanding.
She'll be back. 1 second.
Yeah, like, so something like
wow.
this is, nobody's seen this yet. This is one of our new silk organza jackets that we've just made. So just to give you a little understanding.
Look
like,
at this. Look at the finish here. It's just beautiful.
It's, yeah, like if you can understand quality, this is it. And
so this is
beautiful blind
This is
hem.
silk organza?
Silk organza, and you just wear it and just feel like a queen.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I created
I was about to say,
style.
I've got
the pink one on today.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so I just create things for when I've got events, and that gives me inspiration because I'll know what other people will want for certain events. But this piece here, like, we're only going to make a couple of them. Like, we like to keep everything really exclusive for color and fabrics, and yeah, like this dress alone took 10 hours to make, to do all the beautiful finishing, and that's not including doing the pattern originally to create this beautiful piece. So you can imagine, you know, a normal wage.
So the workmanship that's
days,
gone into this.
Yeah,
yes.
so, you know, we have to pay our machinist at least $25, $30, $35. Some of our machinists are even $40 an hour. So if you're paying under like $400 for this piece, you are not making a cent. So if you can understand quality, it's, you know, if you want to dress absolutely beautiful, like, you've got to pay money for it. Like,
that's right.
Like, that's how it is. And if you are wearing something like this that hasn't costed you that,
it's unique.
Like, pretty much somebody is getting paid nothing for working like a slave to put it right, like how it is. Like, so you should really think about it when you purchase new garments, especially like on sale. It might be different, but yeah, a new garment, you know, you have to look at how much it would take to make it before you pay for it. Yeah,
right.
So
your signature is Amy Taylor, Queen of Bachelors.
Yeah.
So, and you've got the really stunning low back.
Yeah.
So that is definitely your signature brand, your signature style. And you're constantly, like we said, coming up with new styles and everything. So I think, you know, you've just got to come in here and meet this wonderful lady, and you are available. They can find you online. So what's the easiest way for people to find you?
Okay, so we are in the iconic Strand Arcade in Sydney, and we're on the 2nd floor, and yeah, you can just pop in or you can book an appointment to come and see us. Another way, we do have a sister store in Caringbah, and that's where we produce all our clothes. We manufacture all our clothes in Caringbah, South Sydney, right next to Cronulla, where I began my journey. But online is also available too. We've got a website, amytaylorcollection.com.
So amytaylorcollection.com.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll be hearing lots more, and I think this calls for another one of these interviews very, very soon. Thank you, Amy.